Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast and YouTube channel, Magic Mind Medium. So I am going to go ahead and proceed with the astrological elemental reading for the water sign for today. I'd like to start off by saying that this podcast, as well as YouTube, is for entertainment purposes. So that being said, let's go ahead and proceed. So the water signs comprise of the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. All right, so let's proceed. Give me just a moment. All right, so what does the cosmos or the universe wants to be conveyed regarding the water sign? Well, we're going to find out now. I'm going to pull out three of the cosmic insights cards. All right, so we have one, I'm gonna say two and three. I'm gonna try to not pull out. Hopefully, I won't pull out the sexuality card. I pulled that the last couple of readings. It's not too many of these cosmic insights. So I'm not gonna pull that over yet. I'm gonna just go ahead and pull out all of the cards I normally pull when I do my astrological elemental reading. All right, so just one moment. Alrighty, let's put that there. All right, so let's pull out my love and light and my twin flame card. Put one of those in each. Okay, so I'd like to mention that this podcast and YouTube is for entertainment purposes. It is for entertainment purposes. So I'm going to go ahead for time purposes. I'm going to go ahead and pull out all of my cards before I proceed to turn them over. All right, so we're going to put two cards for love. So for the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, we're going to do a reading regarding your sign. Let's go ahead. I think I'll pull out thoughts, faith, and belief card and soul purpose card. So I pull out, let's see, one and two for these cards. And the soul purpose card as well. Just a moment. All right. So again, I'd like to stress that this podcast is for entertainment purposes. So I consider myself to be a spiritualist, psychic light intuitive, self-proclaimed parapsychologist, magic mind medium. So this is not a biblical nor religious podcast. All right. So, what is the significance of these zodiacs? We're going to pull up some information here because as I mentioned, I'm not big on astrology. I mean, I do believe in astrology, but I'm not. I wouldn't say that I'm expert in astrology. My sensibility is when you're born within a certain time of the year or month or whatever the case may be, that you're susceptible to certain energies. I do feel as though that's what astrology is. It's the study of energy and spaces, if that makes sense to anybody. So a Cancer, which is the crab, they're born between June 22nd and July 22nd. So that's what the Cancer mentions here. I'm not going to go into the personalities of the crowd. We all will have those tendencies. I think you're more susceptible when you were born within that time frame. The next one is Scorpio, which is essentially the scorpion. October 24th through November the 21st is what it has mentions here. The next astrological sign is the Pisces with the representation of the fish. Give it just one moment. So they're born between February 19th and March 20th. Pisces. I got a revelation that Pisces is basically how a Gemini, because a Gemini, that symbol is pi, how they see things, how they view things. That's the revelation that came to me. Scorpion is more or less like something is when we think of a scorpion, we think of something that's poisonous, and their claws is kind of similarly to how a crab would be, right? Now that's the synopsis that I got from it. So, all right, so let's proceed. Let's pull out the cosmic insight. So, in tarot, before I proceed, go ahead and do the reading, I would like to state that each tarot card reading has his or her own unique style of doing tarot. I do believe, I do feel as though there is an art to tarot, astrology, numerology, or what have you, but um, I think you can put your own flair onto how you do tarot, if that makes sense to anybody. Because we are living a life experience, we are all on a life theme, right? So we may have some commonalities on that journey or that path, but ultimately it's specialized to us individually. That makes sense. Okay, the first card I have here is intuition. So something lets me know that your intuition is being honed right now. You notice how it has the crystal ball here? I'm gonna put my crystal ball right there. Matter of fact, let me prop this. So this is typically why I use my crystal ball so I can prop up cards and whatnot. Um, so I think things are being revealed to you in terms of your spiritual sight, because I feel as though you may have been put in a situation or of circumstances where people made you feel as though you didn't know what you was talking about, um, like you didn't matter, your opinion didn't matter, or whatever the case may be. And you will oftentimes find that people will gravitate to certain things, spiritual duties, behaviors, or spirit related job fields because, okay, they don't want me to express it, so I have to tell it by way of song or tell it by way of cards or however what way that is. I do feel as though you are an intuitive person. I feel that way. It mentions the red flags you ignore will now come back to bite you later. I think that is a message for whomever made you to feel as though you did not matter, right? And God instilled that within you. The next card I have here is communicate. So I do believe that you have the ability, if that makes sense to anybody, to communicate with spirits. I do. Um, I feel that you have the ability to communicate. I was trying to get my water sign up there. I guess I might have to put this over here so you're able to read what I'm reading. To communicate with spirits, right? Um, and I do believe that you are a medium. Whoever this reading is for, I have Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, so it may resonate with all of y'all, or just one, or maybe a Cancer male versus female, Scorpio male versus female, Pisces, either way. The next one I have is love spell. I kept source or whomever wants me to convey to you that You are under a love spell. Like me, I can tell when I'm under a love spell, right? But I think the ultimate thing that they're wanting to communicate to you is when spirit is trying to communicate to you, oftentimes it may not come out as the actual word. Like if you take note of architecture or um, words, names, or what have you, the wording may say one thing, but it applies to something else, right? So, like say, for instance, Lagrange, arrange. We have a city here in the state that I stay is it mentions Lagrange, arrange. So that's basically what spell is. It's giving you the ability or the synopsis to know that a message is being conveyed in a different sense of the matter. But I feel as though you are under a love spell. I do. Because I myself, I can tell when I'm under a love spell. Words just can't explain it. I feel as though this is applicable to a Pisces woman. A Pisces woman that you are under some type of love spell. That's what it lets me know. Now let's see what the love cards have here. Hammer, sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent working on it. So I think whoever this person is, they're very persistent and it will show um something shows me that um this is God showing you when they exhibit certain behaviors towards you. It could be calling you all the time, showing up all the time, that type of thing. That is a love spell. And you will oftentimes find that I think in your case, this love spell was perpetuated towards you by a mother-in-law, is what it lets me know. Right? So say for instance, we can live vicariously through others, right? Oftentimes people do, where the things that I was not able to do, I can get you to do those things. Well, I think this is the situation that was you was dealing with. Like somehow this person's, I feel like I'm speaking to a Pisces woman. This person pray a love spell upon you by way of her son. That's what it lets me know. Mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslight. And I honestly feel as though they try to cover it up. Do I feel like it's malevolent? Well, just put it this way, I don't feel as though it's demonic. Could be a little bit malevolent, but I don't believe that it's demonic. Like I don't feel as though it's with bad intentions, right? It's just a simple case of um, not wanting to be bothered with grown folk, and I need to get this person out of my space. If that makes sense to you, this may resonate with many people. Not not just with the Pisces. All across the zodiac signs because this is a commonality that you may find in certain cultures, certain populations, and subpopulations. All right. So, what are the thoughts, faith, and belief? Well, I have Ace of Wands here. Ace of Wands. So, let me pull out my cheat sheet. Ace of Wands. So, yeah, I do believe there is some maybe some hoodoo that you are under. You see how this person have this one here, and it just yes, I feel as though you could very well be under what they refer to as hoodoo. Um, and what exactly is hoodoo? It's the practice of potions and spells and rituals and things like that. I think this is the works of hoodoo. That's what I feel. Um, and I'm telling you who is doing it. It's either a mother-in-law or a woman who is trying to get you to take on responsibility of a male relative. It may not necessarily be her child that um she don't want that burden is what I feel. All right, so the Ace of Wands mentions new project inspiration, the urge to create. So I think this is by the works of hoodoo. I honestly feel as though you are under the spell of a practitioner, as they would say, quote, root worker. If that resonates and makes sense to anybody, I believe that you are under the spell of a root worker, if that makes sense to you. All right. Now let's pull out the next card. I have the Sun card. So I think illumination by way of your intuition. I think you something just didn't seem right, and you probably said to yourself, I just can't put my finger on it. What exactly is that? Well, I'm going to tell you what that is. I'm going to tell you what that is. Again, let's go back to the zodiac. So I'm being pulled February the 19th through March the 20th. So it could very well apply to a woman who is a Pisces or to a male. Like you being the person that is being done on. I do believe it's a woman, but I do believe that it could very well be done by way of um a Pisces male's mother or mother-like figure, if that makes sense to you, right? So what is hoodoo? I'm going to go ahead again. I'm going to pull up some information. What is hoodoo? Well, for those who may be listening in and tuning in, hoodoo, I have done a couple of visual presentations, audio, podcasting on the study of hoodoo and voodoo. Now, it has mentions here it's a religion practiced in parts of Caribbean and the southern U.S. characterized by sorcery and spirit possession. So from my understanding, hoodoo is the actual practice versus voodoo, which is the religion. So that may not be actually correct. But I do know that there is use of herbs and things or what have you. Um, my revelation that I got in regards to hoodoo is when you're able to perform a spell or some type of root work yourself to know who is doing these things. Like if you know something is not right, like a part of, like you haven't done anything differently, you haven't interacted with too many people, you haven't um offended too many people, and you want to know what is this shift and this energy is coming from. The practice of hoodoo is going to reveal it to you, is what I feel, right? So you get your herbs together, your candles, and you say a prayer, write a partition, and you do a ritual, and it's going to reveal itself. I'm going to tell you, I feel as though this is coming from a mother-in-law or a mother-in-law like figure. Like it's not your mother, it's someone who has a male relative that they have in their space that they're trying to um, set you up with, is what it lets me know. This is a commonality that you will find in many cultures across the spectrum, all right? So this is what I feel that is going on with you. Now, I have the Sun card here. So according to my cheat sheet, it says material happiness, a joyous outcome, success. So I honestly feel as though they were successful in that. They were successful in instituting this towards you. They were successful in it. Again, we have the mass card here. So hammer is letting me know what was done, right? As you can execute with the hammer, this is what was done. Hoodoo. And it's also revelation is coming to you by way of me that this is someone, this is done by the works of someone that is interested in pairing you with a family member, right? And you begin to quote ovulate or take on spiritual thoughts and spiritual desires, and you may study on somebody that you know that you're not um, familiar or even attracted to. This is the works of hoodoo, and it's going to let you know who has done it. All right. Nutrition. So something like, and that's the soul's purpose card. I honestly feel as though it was something regarding food. Something regarding food. So if you take note of what food that you begin to crave, that would give you a clue, right? It would give you a clue as to who it's coming from, if that makes sense to anybody. It says you conduct healing work with your culinary skills. So that's to let you know how certain energy spaces are able to reel you in by the way of food. By the way of food. It's the spirit. You know, before awakening today, I kept seeing like because this has happened to me where you get into a mode and it's just like you are guided by a force or a spirit, right? Similarly to what I mentioned about the Jezebel spirit, you know, when certain energies go into the church, the heart or the spirit will be revealed, and they begin to dress a certain way, act a certain way, or what have you. It is being guided by way of the spirit. It works the same way when you are wanting to know who is guiding my spirit, who is guiding my spirit, and where is it coming from. And God is going to reveal it to you. Take note of dreams and desires and foods you crave and things of that sort. That is what is precipitating factor in what is going on, is what I feel. All right, if that makes sense to you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to a close because it is morning and I need to get breakfast started. I haven't even made breakfast. All right, so I do have a couple of cards here. We're gonna start with the light and love card. So it says, make time to work, rest, and play. The song mentions, we were filled with laughter and we sang for joy. Psalms 126, 2. Um, so I honestly feel as though this may not necessarily be the interpretation of this particular verse, but I'm going to tell you what the revelation just came to me. I honestly feel as though they wanted you to grow up, right? Like they may have felt as though there was a little bit of immaturity with you and to have you to be respected as a woman and dignified. I bring these hardships to you so you could be distinguished. And that's what spirit just, put into my synopsis just now as to why they did this thing to you. I also have karmic purge as well. So again, getting back to karma, you're going to pay your karmic debt whether you want to or not. That's just the way life works. By you being a child of your mother, you're going to be a mother to someone's child. That's just the way it works, whether you want to or not. You can foresee things, you can try to prevent things from happening, but some things are just going to happen, whether it takes some a strong will and those who believe in you that can prevent certain things from manifesting, right? Whether it's favorably or unfavorably. So it mentions 6 6 karmic purge, mirror reflections. So um you need to get into you some mirror magic because I do believe that by way of the mirror, do your magic a mirror spell, and what it's going to do is it's going to show you um I do believe you are a shapeshifter. If that makes sense to anybody. By way of shapeshifter, you'll get revelation about things that you never fathomed. Don't become afraid, right? Because these things many people are aware of, but they're so used to it to where it becomes second nature. So when it begins to happen, if it hasn't already, don't be afraid. Is the point. But it's going to reveal to you about some things to protect you and shield you from that unfavorable energy space, if that makes sense. All right, so I wasn't gonna pull out the urban terror. I'm gonna try to bring this to a close within the next 5 or 10 minutes. I think I'm going to do the Mrs. Cleo's because her cards I didn't use them for the better part of when I first got them, and I don't use the cards very often, but I like to pull out her cards when I need some type of spiritual guidance. Is what I feel. So give me just a moment. I'm gonna pull out 2 of these cards. Let me just meditate on the cards. Let's meditate on the cards. All right, let's see. 1 and 2. Yeah, so we all are susceptible to that energy space, right? We are. Okay, dokie. So I have 5 of staffs, which I equate to 5 of wands. Um, so I do believe that is a total of 5 energy spaces. 5 of staffs or 5 of wands mentions rivalry, challenges, obstacles, sport. So in turn, I do feel as though that um notice how this has red, this has blue, and this one has orange. I think it's how you think, if that makes sense. It's basically how you think. Something lets me know that you could very well be somebody that was spoiled. If that makes sense to anybody, like they may feel as though that you were spoiled and or kept. So as a result, we're gonna make you see what it's like to be with the big dogs, so to speak. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you that I honestly felt as though this was done, as they would say, for the hell of it. Like it wasn't. I don't want to be hypocritical because I don't feel as though it's demonic, but it was to teach you a lesson, if that makes sense. So it wasn't necessarily demonic, but it was just okay. We need to put her in her place. She's spoiled, if that makes sense to you. I have the Wheel of Fortune here. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. You notice how you have the goat here? That I think that is very significant to something. Yeah, I think whoever did is hoodoo to you, before awakening, I kept getting these persistent thoughts, and that's oftentimes how my spirit guide is able to relate things to me and give me messages. And so the persistent thoughts, I kept seeing the goat. Um, and persistent thought. And oftentimes you'll notice that the goat is a representation of uh, something demonic. Let me get the goat totem. Let's see. I don't have a goat. Yes, so the growth, balance, and persistent. I think the key factor is persistence. I think this person was very persistent with you. This figure, this male figure. Um, and that was God's way of showing you that roots was on this person and a spell was placed on you, and it came out by way of a goat. Um, Something lets me know that this person, and I hate to keep bringing up sets, but sets is very relevant. By the use of sets, it was a mode of expression as to what was going on with this individual is what I feel. Um, Also, I want to also mention that um, that persistence, they misconstrued it sexually. Like this person, I feel, was sensual. That sensuality was expressed sexually, but I don't think that person was overly sexual. If that makes sense to you, right? Like this person was persistent in coming around because something was going on with them, and the only way they could express it was through sex. But I don't think this person was necessarily overly sexual, if that makes sense. Something was going on with them, right? Um, so I don't believe that this person will, quote, as they would say, violate or assault you. No. But I do believe that this person has something going on with them regarding nutrition, possibly like food wise. Something was going on with this person biologically, like something they was not getting biologically, and that's essentially what it was. And so it manifested itself by way of this here, right? Something social, economically was going on with them. All righty. And I do apologize. I am tapping into energy spaces. I am guided by uh, a male spirit, male divine spirit, my doctor spirit. I'm guided. So if I begin to speak, excuse me, I haven't even had my coffee. If my voice begin to sound, as they would say, low or deep, that is why, because I'm guided by a male spirit. It guides me and it gives me my intuition and my ability to know things, right? Like it goes into my heart, and then I just, as a medium, I convey that information out. So um, I'm tapping into a doctor spirit right now. All right. So that's how I would know what I know, what I know. I'm not just making it up, and I do have a healthcare background as well. All right. So let's go ahead and let's pull up. Let's do your healing oracle, and then we're going to end with the angel card. We're going to bring this to a close. Like I mentioned, I am a medium. I am. This is authentic. This is all real right here. All right, it mentions shining light. My desire to improve myself transforms fear into strength. I raise my thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. I love and accept myself as a soul, and I discover the light that dwells in me. And so I think if God wants you to know something, just like I just showed you about me tapping into certain energy and which is mediumship, he will. It would just channel right through you. You'll do it without thought. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to pull the angel card and then we're going to bring this to a close. So I do believe that this is in reference to someone who is under a spell. I don't think it's anything demonic. Could be a little bit benevolent, inconvenience to you or what have you. Um, but I don't think it's anything that will cause harm to you or the next person. And anything that make you, you know, it will dampen your potential and perhaps um, make you a little bit bitter. But I don't think it's anything that will be like threatening or harmful to you, right? Brilliant idea. So, in order to divert that energy space, you have to do a ritual or a spell. Now, I'm not big on spell work, but I do believe in rituals, which are essentially one and the same. But spells are is I guess you would say like a juju or hex. Well, a hex would be something that's benevolent. I don't think it's a hex. It's not necessarily a curse. It's just a simple case of someone wanting you to take on their responsibility, right? Which is an overburden to you. All right, so let's pull out my spells. Okay, so I'm going to say that you are under a I wouldn't necessarily say that it is a I say love spell because I said that before. Um let's see if I'm able to pull out some information. You may can go online and Google um, some information because a lot of this is to bring someone towards you. But if you're needed to dispel uh, certain energy, you may consider going online and looking up how you can dispel because a lot of this is to draw energy towards you. Let's see. And let me explain something to you. Spells and rituals do work because I have when you begin to have desires for things that you know that are not desirable to you, that is the works of love spell. And I'm just going to be honest about it. Now, this is not to say like you're a kid and you don't have free will or control of your actions. No, I'm talking about the desires. And that's how you will know that you're under the guidance of a spell. All right, so I'm going to say, I'm going to just read this one. Now, you may can get these items or you may not can get these items. It's just a basic curse breaking spell. If you feel as though someone has put some energy out in the atmosphere to draw you in. It says you need the target, you, a tub of water large enough to submerge and wash the target. To wash yourself down. You need sea salt. The best time is a new moon, which is a full moon, either on a Thursday, on noon, midnight, dawn, or dusk. Associated with transition, so this will help to remove that energy space. And trust me, I know this might sound crazy. Trust me, I know, but it is real. So it mentions fill the tub with water. Temperature should be comfortable for a long soak if the target is a living thing. Open the hold up the container of sea salt. Clear your mind and say the following words while concentrating on what they mean to you. Say them slowly, confidently, and meditatively in the names of your ancestors, gods, and yourself. I call upon thee, O creatures of earth and water, come forth, cleanse, and you will name yourself of all evil and alien magics or what have you. You may want to mention the person that you feel like it is as well, and restore them to balance and health by our wills combined. Be so mote it be, is what you should say. You want to pour the salt into water. Use a lot of salt, is what it mentions. I wouldn't suggest too much salt because that can dehydrate you and get your electrolytes out, but enough should be fine. Keeping your mind in that calm meditative state, submerge or watch the target slowly. If you are the target, get in the tub and simply lay back and soak, relax, and let everything slip away. It goes on to mention do this for at least 10 minutes. When you are done, drain the water away down the drain and rinse it off you. It is absolutely necessary that all of the salt water is washed off of the target. When you are done, say the following in the same way you did in step 3, where you clear your mind and say the following while concentrating on what you want to say. In the name of my ancestors, my gods, and myself, I call upon thee, O creatures and earth of earth and water, come forth, cleanse me of all evil and alien magics, and restore me to balance and health. By our wills combined, so mote it be. You also want to mention, I thank thee, O creatures of earth and water, in the name of myself, which will be you, my gods, and my ancestors, be released to your homes, doing no harm on your way, and return to me with glad hearts when next you are summoned by our wills, mote it be. So that's just a basic curse breaking spell. If you feel as though that you are under some type of hex, jinx, or whatever the case may be. So I think this brilliant idea is to give you a synopsis as to letting you know this will work in this circumstance, right? So I'm going to read one more and then we're going to go ahead and bring this to a close. So it mentions to break a curse spell, you need a cleansing incense such as benzoin or dragon's blood. You need a black candle to represent negativity, a white candle for positivity, a satchel containing equal parts of St. John's wort, lavender, rose, bay, verbena, lemon, your anthemy, a bowl of water, a bowl of salt, glass, or a china plate. Light the incense and candles and place them on your altar, black to the left, white to the right. Pass the satchel through the incense smoke and put it on one side. Hold the lemon in both hands and allow the lemon to signify the negativity. Think of all the negative things that have happened to or around you and push them into the lemon, particularly if you suspect they are associated with the curse. Put the lemon on the plate, dip your knife or athame in the water, then slice the lemon into 3 pieces. Touch each piece of lemon with the tip of the athame. As you do this, repeat the following 3 times 3, now set me free. Visualize the lemon drawing the negativity away from you into itself. As you do this, repeat as sour as this lemon be. Charge and cut in pieces 3 with salt and water. I am free, and cross me now. I will it be. Lemon sour, charged now with power. Let this lemon do its task, its cleansing power. I do ask, as the lemon dries in the air, free me from my dark despair. Uncross, uncross. I break this curse, but let not my simple spell reverse. I wish no ill, nor wish him pain. I wish only to be free again, is what you should say. Now you want to take each lemon slice and dip it in the salt, making sure it is well coated. Set the slices back on the altar and say, as it is my will, so mote it be. Leave the lemon pieces on the altar where they can dry. Once dry, the spell is complete and the lemon can be thrown away and buried. Now, if however, the fruits rots instead, you must repeat the spell. While waiting for the fruit to dry, keep the sachet with you at all times. It will help to protect you from the efforts or the effects of the spells and turn away any negativity sent in your direction. So I have quite a few more spells on here, but that is something I feel as though would be a brilliant idea to you. Because oftentimes, when by way of your thoughts and how you view things, right, will make you susceptible to that energy space. So you have to be very careful in how you view yourself and your sense of union or connection to divine um, energy. Before awakening, kept saying the disconnect of the divine energy. So your connection to the divine energy will make you susceptible to that energy space, right? Of love, spells, and things of that nature. If you're not connected to the divine energy, you will be susceptible to that. So the brilliant idea says, Archangel Uriel, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea into fruition. All right, so that is the water sign astrological elemental reading for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I know I went a little bit in depth, but I was being pulled because I felt as though this is something that need to be conveyed, because I started getting the mediumship and as to, okay, you need to speak about this. And so until then, have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.